they're all under a .90. No player has above a .90 in Search and Destroy.
And you know what, that is pretty insane. And like you said, the most important thing is, you know, try to get this practice in, coming champs, you know, because that's where all the money is going to be at. Both these teams really have no chances of making playoffs. But, you know, hey, it's still some things to be able to take away from this one. And on board with Jerd, and he's going to be pushing through bottom restaurant, picking up a double. So far, both teams still fighting for control, but Epsilon is going to be pushing from the top side of the map.
It is worth mentioning as well, a bit of a rivalry game. Two European squads going up against each other. I know for Epsilon, it would be wonderful for them to try and get their first win, if possible. As it stands, currently 19-3. The big fight is going to be for that rotation. You can see Epsilon currently with a favorable spawn.
Yes, they are. And, you know, not in the hill currently, but, you know, Splyce is racking up the time. And you're going to see number 2 on the minimap. He's going to be trying to push through that control tower and get a flank and try to put these spawns back in the favor of Splyce. And he's going to go unnoticed. Gets one. Whew! Can't snap and get the second one. Just a bullet short. But Splyce is going to pick up the rest of this scrap time. And now Epsilon's in rotation for this next hill.
Yeah, pretty slow in terms of kills so far for Epsilon. But this is where you expect them to really pick things up. It's this first wave of kills which should go their way. They've done very well controlling the spawns for Winery. Now it's about finding the next wave of kills. That's going to be first to the party. He ultimately drops. So far, so good. The problem, however, there's a couple of players spawning out for Epsilon. They still have control of the hill, though.
Yeah, they definitely do still have control of the hill. You know, Hockey getting some kills in his favor as well. Josh could not get that one. And now, Epsilon set up. You got 35 points left on this hill. The next closest players to contest is going to be Jerd and Bands, but they're waiting for the rest of the units to come through. You're going to see this smoke. So, using the smoke to make this entry, and the melee comes through. Jerd able to get that one. He falls. But here comes Dave and Hockey able to clean up those kills. We'll see if Mad Cat can do anything, and he's going to fall as well.
And this is huge. Vortex actually spawns out. Unfortunately, not going to be able to make anything of that play. If he was able to find maybe 1-2 kills, you could have looked at potentially Epsilon stringing Winery and Parking back to back. Could be a ton of points, but sadly not going to happen. So Epsilon do well, very well, in fact, on Winery, or essentially getting the full amount of time. No streaks are
that was good.
That spawn. Vortex is blessed.
Oh, and he knows it too. And he's just going to back up right away, hit that prone, and now he's going to see. And Josh actually knew he was over there. So Josh, checked it right away, checked that spawn. He's going to pick up that kill. But Splyce, they got pretty much the entire first hill in restaurant. Epsilon flips it. They get Winery, and now Splyce back with the early setup and parking lot. And a few kills going their way. Jerd's starting to turn up a little bit, but the bottom spawn coming in for Epsilon. We'll see if they can get some good key nades in this hill.
Well, Josh finds himself a triple, so ultimately doesn't matter at all. Now for Splyce, it's about pushing out, trying to get control of that backside. Josh expecting more to come. And bear in mind, those kills came in the hill, so he's earning extra points. Just an assist would do for the glide bump. Not going to happen. Epsilon fight straight back in. As it stands, though, the lead in favor of Splyce, 78-48. 10 seconds left of scrap time. Surely goes back over to Splyce. So looking good after the first rotation.
Yeah, definitely looking good after the first rotation. And then now Epsilon looking to return fire. They're going to have an early setup over here towards the lookout post. So both teams trading back and forth in these hills. We'll see who can get something going next. So no streaks earned by anybody just yet, I believe. And now Mad Cat Nate over the top. He's going to end up falling. But Epsilon, they're doing a great job locking this one down. You're going to see Splyce. They're going to have some sporadic spawns. And now I'm going to start to be able to group up, and they're about to make a push down Main Street.
And again, pretty decent hold coming in from Epsilon. But it's about getting those second wave of kills and essentially pushing out. Again, keep your eye on Hawkey. Now getting dangerously close to some streaks. 550 of 700 to your point, Guy. We've seen a couple of players get close, but no one's securing the streaks just yet. And on a map like St. Marie, they really can do wonders. He's really thinking about maybe the next hill setting up. Not going to happen. But again, Hawkey is huge here if he can get the streaks. But again, cut down one short.
And that's kind of been a story for a lot of these players in this map so far. You know, they get off to a little hot spree, but can't get the distance, get the rest of those streaks. We'll see if Reedy can do it. He's not going to be able to. He falls. So now this next rotation, 2 seconds away, about to come through. And pretty much even after the first set of hills.
Yeah, very, very close, to be completely honest.
And, you know,
maybe closer than other people would have thought.
And this time, you know, Splyce is going to make sure that they get the spawns towards the top side of the map with Winery. Because last time they were in Epsilon's favor. So they're making sure they secure that. And they also get some good hill time as well.
And here's the key as well for Epsilon. Vortex was 4-17 after the first rotation. Let's not forget the blessed spawn he got wasn't able to make anything from that parking lot. You think maybe he's shooting a little bit better?
Yeah.
Things could have been drastically different for that Epsilon squad. You expect a player like Vortex to step things up here in the second rotation. He's being so patient, so coy. Jerd, well, now you can see exactly why maybe he is 5-17. A couple of strayed shots there, if I'm being honest, but ultimately still hardpoint contested.
Just a little slightly sweaty thumbs. you know, kind of humid out here. Hot day in July in Columbus, Ohio, folks. But Josh, he's going to be able to find one. And now, gonna get hit with that wall bang. Hawkey once again finding another double. He is 15 and 8, playing lights out for Epsilon so far. Now, Splyce, I said it before, they locked down these winery spawns because they pretty much didn't get no hill time off the first rotation. We'll see if this works out for them. They did good. They did a good job locking down that restaurant, but it looks like Epsilon, they're doing a good job holding this hill.
And note, 2 players from Splyce, actually 3 players from Splyce, all 4 players from Splyce are going to spawn out. Epsilon, they don't rotate early. With Splyce, to your point, they were ready and waiting. Instead, Epsilon just fought from the front. They won the gunfight and forced Splyce to spawn out. This is a big amount of time here for Epsilon. It could give them a nice cushion, but again, you have to look at earning streaks. Maybe it's Reedy's turn. A 3 streak, currently 14 and 10. Great map thus far from him.
And this is one of those decisions we got to decide when we want to back out or we want to keep contested, because this winery hill and this parking lot hill are so far away from each other. And even with about 30 points left in that one, Splyce said, hey, let's choose kind of back out. Let's get one player in the hill. Let's start to set up around some of these choke points and catch the transitioning Epsilon players towards the hill. And so now Epsilon picking up the rest of the scrap time, but you're going to see Dave puts himself in a power position, top window, able to find one, but can't find any more Splyce players. But we'll see if the spawn goes in Splyce's favor, and yes, it will.
Couple of players again, Reedy and Vortex, one-off streaks, not going to connect. However, Epsilon have earned themselves a lead, 160 to 137. Dave wants to reach out with a bar, and that's exactly why. Hardpoint neutral. Now Splyce actually spawning behind Epsilon. If Epsilon want to try and take control of this hill, they have to be quick. They have to find Vance. They have to shut him down. Luckily, Dave off spawn will be able to do that. Now you know Splyce is coming from the front. This could be an Epsilon win.
Yeah, it definitely can be an Epsilon win, especially the way Hawkey's hitting his shots so far in this matchup. Getting a lot of key double kills for Epsilon. That's going to be one in favor of Dave as well. And Hawkey still firing off on all cylinders. He may be able to get these streaks. He's going to be 180 points away from that glide bomb. We'll see if he can get the 2 kills needed for that one. But now Splyce making a decision, saying, hey, you know what? Let's give up on this parking lot hill, rotate over towards lookout post, and we'll see if they can get a nice solid setup, because they definitely need it. Don't want Epsilon to hit that 200 mark just yet.
And obviously we know Splyce a little demoralized with how their stage 2 has really gone. But losing to Epsilon, no disrespect to Epsilon, I personally think they've improved tenfold.
They really have, especially losing to
the one team that hasn't got a win yet. Oh, Lord, that's not going to go
That is
well.
crushing. You know, Splyce, you know, they had a difficult week to start, especially even with the Pro League Challenge, and things just haven't been going their way. You know, they've already been kind of looking towards that future, but it's still some things to gain from this, and we'll see if Splyce can, you know, keep Epsilon on that donut, so to speak.
We'll see. I did say, I think I was speaking to Joe just before we came on. I was just making sure. He's of course the judge of trading shots, and I was pretty sure I said this was the game I saw Epsilon winning, and it was. He confirmed this is what I said. So for me, Epsilon
looking
Splyce,
for a trading shots victory today.
You know, it's some small wins.
How many trading shots have you won?
I've won more than Maven, and that's
now. Have you? Okay, that is all that matters.
Chances beat me twice though, but you know he's an analyst.
It's the reason why I'm not the judge. You will win every single one, baby. You know that, right?
You. See, see, that's why we're friends.
That's why we're friends, man.
Exactly. Jared, though, now looking to try and control the new hill as it pops for the 3rd rotation. It's a slap bang tied game. 195. Epsi with the early time.
Now Vance, he's looking to break in from the top. He's going to be able to pick up a kill as well. It's still a lot of time on this hill, and you know, Splyce, they did a good job at the lookout post, brought themselves back into this game. Now, we've seen Splyce pretty much both rotations. They've controlled all of Restaurant. Epsilon really hasn't been able to get in there, so Splyce, you know, they can put themselves in a nice power position. Epsilon's trying to balance of making sure they have the spawns for Winery, also making sure they can test this hill and Splyce does not get closer to that match point.
And there's Reedy. Reedy came from the stairs. Splyce have absolutely no idea. He could have done a ton of damage. Ultimately drops 2 Epsilon players spawning out. It comes down to Hawkey. He's had a great map so far, but if Epsilon are going to try and take this first map, he has to go big. Finds the first gunfight. Has done so well to stay alive, pre-firing the door, but he's being completely collapsed on by 2 Splyce players. Look at the time he's actually been up to buy his teammates to rotate. This is huge play from Hawkey, still alive while his teammates actually fall. Looking to find that pick. Still hasn't
He's still there. Like, you know what? They just cannot take him out, but Splyce has hopped in the hill, and now with Splyce being in the hill, that's going to force Hawkey out. Now, the question is, can Vortex make it in time? 10 seconds away. He's taking some shots in the back, trying to check at 6. Gonna actually be able to pick up that kill 5 points away. He needs to get in the hill. He's gonna dive in. Help from Reedy as well. They can win off. Actually, no, they cannot. There'll be a second off.
This is brutal.
Ooh.
This is brutal. 2 seconds is going to be the difference here. It's going to be a 248 to 247. If Epsilon get all the time, you're basically reliant on streaks. If you're Epsilon, you need streaks. Nothing else will do.
No. Splyce comes out on top with it. Epsilon not able to hold that one off. And Splyce fighting back from behind, but I think we can easily say it was the restaurant hill that really made the big difference.
Yep. A ton of time Splyce was able to pick up on it every single rotation. Even when Epsilon tried to rotate towards Winery a little early, Splyce were there just being a nuisance. But again, a much better look from Epsilon. But it was never really the hard points I looked at in this series. I was obviously mentioning some search and destroy stats for Splyce and just how abysmal it truly has been. No one with a positive KD in search and destroy for Splyce. Their average is a 0.83. In their 3 search and destroy wins, Bant has a combined 1.93 KD. So basically, the only reason they're winning is when Bant is going off. But get this, in their 11 losses, Bant has had a 0.66. So he's your X factor that you have to look at to play well if Splyce want any chance of winning the search and destroys. But with just how kind of negative it seems like they are, for me, this is going to be where Epsilon level up the series.
Yeah, you know what? Epsilon, you know, hey, like you said, in that search, it's going to have to come down to Bance, right? That's going to be your X factor, folks. And it depends on how he's feeling today, you know, how he's going to come out shooting. But as a team, you cannot let that be your main focus. You can't have one player that you have to rely on constantly in S&Ds. And the rest of this team on Splyce is going to have to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be that guy today. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to step up to the plate and make the plays happen for my team. But folks, you see it 250 to 223, St. Marie Dumont, and going to Ardent Forest, search and destroy next, and then right after that is going to be Ardent Forest capture the flag. And
then maybe if the series does extend, another Ardent Forest hard point. So a ton of Ardent Forest to follow by London Docks Game 5. You know, normally in a series like this, I wouldn't say Game 5, but every game I cast in Columbus, Ohio seems to be a Game 5.
Really?
So you never know.
But you never cast with me in Columbus, so.
Trust me, I don't think it matters who I cast with. I could solo cast, and it's probably going to be a Game 5.
But right before this game, we actually had Jess able to talk to Josh for a little bit. Let's see what she had to say.
Thanks, Blaze. Well, Josh knows that Splyce are in a pretty tough spot. He knows that they're not going to make playoffs. So he said that at this point, they're basically just playing to improve. They're really trying to get better. He's not happy with the way that they're playing as a team right now. He described it in terms that I don't think I can repeat on this broadcast, but we'll just say he's not very happy with the way they're playing right now. So, like I said, he's just kind of trying to improve. And, you know, he seemed to be in good spirits. And obviously they're winning, which is great for them. But we'll see what they can do. Back over to you, Ben and Blaze.
I can only imagine the
I can only imagine the words that Josh had to use. But, you know, Splyce, they didn't come in here. You know, you think about the beginning of the season, they had, I want to say, 2 second-place finishes this year already. The first event in Birmingham as well. They were looking great. They had made their team change as well. And then right downhill from that point.
It's been weird because as a European, you are optimistic with Splyce for the simple reason that they have had a two grand final appearances, one, of course, in Birmingham, and their year has just been this massive roller coaster. So it would ultimately be a very Splyce thing to get to champs and all of a sudden go on a deep, deep run, despite everything we've seen here at Stage 2. It's just kind of Splyce to say, throw out the book. The book means nothing. We're just going to go on a miraculous run. And then, of course, on the flip side, I mean, if you've ever seen Dave do a DeSoto interview, you know he always says, well, it's about that time now. We should start getting better. And again, it's important to reiterate, they have got better. They have improved. I think every single professional Call of Duty player will say, you can see the improvements that there. It's just, can they start winning series? It's all good and well improving, but if you're still losing, what does that improvement really mean?
Exactly. You still need to win at the end of the day, and we'll see. You know, both these teams, they can make those runs at champs. There's going to be a lot on the line. It's pretty much 6 weeks till champs, and you know, a lot of mindsets can change from now until then. You know, role changes, team chemistry. That is a lot of time. We've seen more improvements happen in less time.
The problem that a lot of these teams have, however, is playoffs is the last big event. So if you don't qualify for playoffs, you can make those minor adjustments, but if you can't practice it on a LAN environment, you're always going in a little 50-50 about whether, well, is this really going to work? You don't really fully know.
All right, folks, kicking the search and destroy off. It's Jerd. He's going to miss that shot on Reedy. Reedy's going to have a snipe on the other end as well. Jerd choosing to back down. We see Epsilon with bomb prioritizing the B bomb site. Bomb's about to go down. Currently planted. And now we got a pinch coming in off the back end of the map from Jerd and Mad Cat. Bans at Mad Cat.
First blood is going to be absolutely everything. Of course, bomb has been planted. Ben's looking to collapse in. Nothing but hit markers for him. Bear in mind, Jared's still trying to work the pick with a sniper rifle. As of now, absolutely nothing. Bear in mind, Vortex does get first blood, and this is bleeding the clock now. Bleeding the clock for Splyce, but this could be the retake.
Now, Jared is going to be a 3v2 situation in favor of Splyce. Now, 3v1, all up to Reedy. He's going to see Jared up top, trying to get that last headshot in. Can't get it. Connects with Mad Cat. A flank, a melee, a pistol. Oh! Yo, he almost did it, though.
Jared was panicking. He was like, bro, you good? His teammate's like, yeah, I got it. Jared's like, bro, are you good? Like, what is going on? Why is that gunfight taking so long? And ultimately, Bance is able to laugh about it, but if that gunfight goes the other way, I don't think he's going to be laughing that much.
Nah, he wouldn't have been laughing at all, but Reedy, hey, he tried it, and you got to respect it. Just did not get the angle. Actually, I'm not sure if his melee actually hit. I think he got some shots in with the pistol bullets. Not sure if his melee hit. But on this one, Splyce on offense. They're going to be prioritizing the A bomb site. Majority of players stacked up towards no man's land. We'll see if Hawkey can get some entry kill. He actually lines up 2. He lines up 3. Can't get the last one, but this is going to be the last guy, Mad Cat.
And just like that, a very, very quick round from Epsilon. Hawkey getting that double kill just really stopped the Splyce push completely. Here's how Mad Cat was cleaned up. It was Vortex hitting the fire alley flank. And I mean, look at the definition of one shot right there. Yeah. All he had to do was just land one shot.
Hey, but Hawkey, hey, he played his position, you know? He got to that heady. He, you know, hey, no man's land is mine. This is me.
Good luck.
You know, it's hard to take a player off of that, you know? So you have to be, have some great stuns, some great smoke placements as well. So, but on this one, Epsilon bomb in hand. And they had a great take on a B bomb site in round number 1, but they're going to be pushing towards mid-map.
And I love this kind of different approach Epsilon had. They kind of recognize Jared's probably going to snipe that B cross. So let's just try and flood the mid-map, see if we can get some success that way. Maybe even flank over towards the A site. That may be the game plan. Of course, they were able to get first blood. Ultimately, Bance drops, but Jared hits a very nice snipe. Now all of a sudden it's Vortex in a 1v2. Makes it a 1v1 due to trades.
Uh-oh, 1v1.
Vortex, you got to be very careful.
I think he knows it too. But bomb is not going to be in hand. It's going to be down on the A bomb site, and the flame comes in. Both players expecting it, and in the end, it's going to be all Jared.
What a great read.
King Jared.
Great read.
You know, me and Momo talked about where his crown has been, you know? we was trying to figure out, you know, is it in his closet? Is he getting it shined, repaired? Because, you know, Jared hasn't had his crown on for a while, but maybe it'll be ready by the time Champs comes around.
You hope so, as a Splyce fan, of course. But a good read from him and a nice clutch in the 1v1. Vortex, of course, did pretty much everything right. Maybe he could wrap fire alley, but you don't really want to go no man's land when you know Jared has a sniper. You want to force the close range gunfights, which is why he pushed over towards the ruin side of the map. But now Splyce back on the attack. Of course, last time they went for the A push, it was pretty poor. Jared, though, does have a sniper rifle out this round, just to see if maybe Hawkey wants to go for a cheeky challenge.
We'll see, because last time Hawkey was the one that made the play to stop the Splyce push. And now Jared's going to put himself in a position, but you still can't stop Hawkey. He didn't get the triple last time, but he's looking for it this time, folks. That's 2, that's 3. And Hawkey, back-to-back rounds on that defensive side. That's going to be 6 kills for him.
Okay, Splyce, you've pushed A once. It didn't work because Hawkey was over by cabin wall. You pushed A second time. Hawkey was aggressive, pushed into cave, and killed you again. I think it's time maybe you look at B site.
Yeah, you definitely got to. You know, I don't blame them for saying, hey, you know what? We understand we went wrong. And they make the adjustments, right? They brought Jared over to put himself in a position to try to take him off that heady. But also at the same time, Hawkey says, you know what? In case they are prepared, let me put myself in a different position. And he angled himself towards that cave and found the triple that he couldn't get the previous defensive round.
All tied up. 2 rounds apiece. Mad Cat. See if you can find that first blood. Little does you know, Vortex is actually just inside the divot. Peekaboo. Nice trades. Makes it 3v3.
And now, Hawkey, he's trying to take Bans down. This bomb is going to be down right in the middle of no man's land. You see it right there on your screen, so it's going to be hard to get that one. And currently, Hawkey's going to be left by himself, and now he's frying currently.
Shot.
300 points away from streaks. He's in a 1v2. This is definitely doable with 50 seconds left on the clock. He knows he has to reposition himself, and not knowing that somebody's going to be behind him, he's just going to take this angle from ruins, and he may just try to flank all the way around River and put himself in a better position that way. But at the end of the day, you still need to get that bomb.
And he just wants to put his back kind of to the edge of the map here.
Yeah.
Make sure he can't be aimlessly or needlessly shot in the back. You have to expect those Splyce players to be able towards bomb. 25 seconds left. It's about now you're making that conscious decision. All right, am I playing for my streaks? Am I going to go for the clutch? And with 18 seconds left, I think he made the decision very, very clear. Just being 300 points away, you want to keep that progression going. And bear in mind, he does still have some utility here as well, so maybe he gets lucky.
And also, he's about to go back on his defensive round, right? He's about to go back and watch the A site. He's gotten 5 kills from there so far. He knows that's his power position. He's been running that side of the map. So, yeah, play for your streaks, get back over there, and see if you can pick up another kill or two.
And, of course, Splyce, knowing that he's done that, should be able to have a quick glance at the scoreboard, figure out the numbers, and realize, okay, yeah, he is dangerously close to some streaks here. Let's make sure we try and isolate him out. And what's the best way of doing that? Don't even go to the A site. Push B. Maybe you send Jared with a sniper rifle or someone to try and go for the pick, but yeah, you have to push B. It's just not worth feeding more kills to Hawkey.
Now, Hawkey, he's waiting for the intel from his team, but he's still going to be playing his position. I think Reedy will have the intel that these players are going to be stacking up towards mid-map.
I love what Reedy's just done. He's just thrown a smoke at Fire Tank, which completely nullifies any Splyce mid-map push. He now has full control. Vortex was there on the cross, but this kill needs to be traded out. Josh, so patient, finds himself a double.
If Dave can stay alive. Ooh, can't. And Hawkey's going to fall mid-map as well in transition, so he was getting close to the streaks. He's going to be knocked off of that one. But, yeah, you know, the smoke came by Reedy. And, Ben, tell me, why does that nullify that push towards mid-map? Is it because he's blocking out the lanes from the players in the back?
Yeah, instantly you cannot push through. No one is going to blindly push through a smoke grenade first and foremost. Secondly, it stops that kind of angle there to you, which was ironically where Vortex died from. The problem was Reedy was playing a little sneaky. He didn't actually have the fire alley angle to his right. If he'd have had that, Vortex wouldn't have fallen. But I feel like that maybe just be a little miscommunication. Vortex doesn't know that
he thinks Reedy,
yeah,
exactly. He thinks he can see that angle.
Because if he repositions just a little bit, that round more than likely goes to Epsilon.
Now, Jared, he finds 2. He's going to be holding off on top rock. 2-man advantage in favor of Splyce. This bomb's going to end up being backed out of back ruins. Hawkey actually still there. He's trying to engage in it. Jared's going to find his 3rd kill. We'll see if he can get the ace. At this point, Reedy is just trying to reposition himself, but he's going to run into an angry cat.
Yeah, a very convincing round from Splyce, and it all came from Jared just controlling top ruins, essentially, and that's why you got to target your nades, your team nades. Throw them at the same time. You expect Jared to be there, or you expect anyone, for that matter, to be there. You have to get that first blood with your utility.
All right, let's see. Can Epsilon get another defensive round on the board? You know, Splyce starting to slowly pull away with this one. We'll see. Now, Splyce beforehand, we saw him make 2 failed pushes towards that A bomb site, and it looks like they just given up on it completely. You're going to see this bomb kind of go towards B. Nades and smokes coming out for both teams. Jared looking for that angle. He's going to see if he can get a hit mark with that stun before he pushes through. Not going to get any intel, but a shot going down. Shots going down on the other side of the map. Josh is going to find one. Mad Cat finds one still. Now, even in the odds, so 2v2. Mad Cat, he's going to find Reedy. Can't connect with those shots. Now a 2v1. All up to Josh.
And this is, again, is where streak progression is going to come into play. Honestly, if you're Josh, knowing that Dave's there and you know Reedy's up top, he could have wrapped mid-map just to try and retake a different angle into that gunfight. Potentially played a little more carefully around the streaks. Ultimately, though, not going to happen. It's worth mentioning if he does get around that corner, that nade probably cleans up the first player, so he would have got his streaks there. Could have used the glide bump to close it out, but Reedy not allowing it to happen. Epsilon stay alive here in the search.
Yeah, he probably would have definitely picked up a kill with that nade that he tossed. Looked like it was on target, but Epsilon, they add another round to the board. Our hard point was a close one in map number 1. So Epsilon looking to make this a close S&D. And we'll see. This bomb is going to be back bail. Epsilon being patient. Smokes goes out to block Bance's angles. And he's going to be patient on this side of the map. But this bomb is looking like Epsilon is about to push into towards the B-bomb site now.
And again, you need to have those team nades come out. It's twice a player from Splyce has been here. And it's twice that same player has got himself a
ace
kill.
Can't get it. Nade going over the top. Splyce, they just need to take down that last kill. And Splyce, folks, will go up 2-0 in this series.
And that's just sloppy utility from Epsilon. If you're going to push B, you have to kill the guy that's going to play up top. You simply have to.
Yeah.
Time your nades. Throw your nades together as a team. Be coordinated, and it will open up that push. You cannot waste the utility earlier in the round.
Yeah, no, you definitely can't, you know, especially if you do decide to use your utility, you have to commit. You know, you have to commit to those pushes sometimes. If not, you're going to find yourself in a difficult position without no smokes, without no stuns. And it's just like, all right, well, now we got to either rotate it back around map and find a different angle.
Well, as it stands, Splyce currently 2-0 up in the series. Epsilon, of course, still searching for their first win in the Pro League, and time is running out. When we return, it's Arda and Forest. Capture the flag. and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty World League, presented by the PlayStation 4. It's Splyce Epsilon on the main stage right now, and Splyce with the 2-0 lead, looking comfortable. It's all smiles on that side of the stage.
You know, at least all the European fans, they got a nice little match here to watch. You know, our Epsilon fans versus our Splyce fans. And, you know, but like you said, so far it's been all Splyce. Epsilon, they show some, you know, they show some good things in map number 1 and map number 2 as well. The star for their team so far today has been all hockey. You know, he has just been beaming. He was beaming in a hard point. He was beaming in S&D. And we'll see if he can help them, you know, get this capture the flag on the board.
Well, it's going to be out in Forest, like we mentioned. Reedy, an unconventional start, which is ironic because it's becoming a little more conventional as time goes on. Sniper rifles, watching your angles, watching your lane, you get the free first kill. It's important, though, that you push up and you try and pick up a weapon to keep the pace for your
Band's
squad.
got this one for free, though, especially when all those spawns came through. Nobody, number 2, big fight. Oh, just slight bad timing on that one. But Mad Cat gets in position now, so that flag does get returned. Both teams fighting for that next set of kills to get mid-map control. And Epsilon is going to get a few players in some power positions. Nice nade coming out by Mad Cat, actually, to get that bunker control.
The problem, however, was they didn't really have a teammate far enough up the map to take the spawn over towards Bell. A couple of Epsilon players still spawned back bunker. Dave ultimately was one of them. He stops that push by himself. The rest of the spawns probably should be good here for Epsilon. You see they have bunker control. Yep, that confirms that Reedy spawns back bunker, but they still have to worry about Jared trying to be aggressive, ultimately falls.
And Epsilon will find those kills. And so Bands, he's going to be patient, waiting for the rest of his unit to spawn up and get in position. And he just keep showing that patience. But so on this one, you're going to see Epsilon, they're going to push out. So now, lined up mid-map, trying to see if they get these kills. Hockey, he puts himself in a power position. He gets one. Vortex finds one of his. Actually, I take that back. I jinxed him. He's going to fall, and Reedy's going to fall as well. So Splyce pushing through ruins. Dave knows there's 2 players trying to come through to you, and he's able to get one of them. But the pinch coming in from the back, kills being traded out back and forth. But Epsilon, they push back these Splyce players, and they're going to clear out their base. And now looking to wait for the rest of the units to spawn up and get in position. Yep,
it's going to be, again, another fight for the first wave of kills, if nothing else. Splyce are definitely in a more prime position, but Reedy's trying to be sneaky. Finds the first. Okay, however, recognizing there's probably going to be a little more pressure, goes for the pre-fire. Now, note, though, it's actually Vortex who hits a flank from Cabin Alley, shoots Benz clean in the back. Now, can you convert this to some form of aggression? The problem is there's still one more player from Splyce there. It's Judd. He's going to have to fight another 1v1, which he isn't going to expect. So that now leads you straight back over to Vortex, just being a nuisance over towards Cabin.
Yeah, and they know he's going to be in this area. They're all looking for him. He got 3 players looking for him, waiting for his team to spawn up. This is going to be a big double if he can get it. A bullet short, and Bance is going to take down Vortex, but that would have been a huge kill if he could have picked that one up. Definitely, you know, would have gave prime control towards Epsilon, but on board with Reedy. He's getting some shots in on Jared, but he's just going to decide to reposition himself and start to actually make a play towards mid-map. And now, as I say that, Splyce, they're pushing towards the center. We'll see if Dave can make some plays. He's crossing paths with some people, and he just won a key gunfight, and Mad Cat's going to get cleaned up as well. But Jared being a nuisance.
And it's a very unconventional flag route from Bance. He actually pulls and tries to go over towards Bell, and it's almost a testimony to the way Splyce has been playing CTF recently. It's just scrappy. They want to make the map a mess. They want to try and confuse their opposition, and somehow, some way, it looks like Judd winning that key gunfight a few moments ago may actually be enough to secure them the first flag of the game.
You know, nothing wrong with a little bit of controlled chaos in this flag. Goes in, Splyce strikes first. And they're going to be on a more favorable side as well, trying to run that flag towards bunker side. But even though he did run it through ruins, now Josh looking to push up. Epsilon being patient with 1:30 in this one. They just won't. They're trying to get intel, trying to get themselves in some position. Also, you know, they don't want this one to spiral out of control. Just trying to just halt Splyce and stop the momentum.
Vance, he's going to clean up Hulky. Again, pushing over from Bell side. And I mean, that you see there a prime example if you looked at the minimap. He's pushing through Bell side, and Vortex quite literally spawns behind him. Even if Bance had been able to stay alive an extra 5 seconds, he's dead. He's being shot in the back. And it's obviously just a testament to why you want to push straight through bunker. You control bunker side, you force the opposition to spawn Bell, and you have an easier flag run over towards Cabin.
And, yeah, you know, and spawn control is everything But Bands, he actually spawns up Ruins again, and he's actually saying, you know what, let me kind of take a different route. He's going to decide to push towards mid-map Fire Alley, and like you said, Ben, you know, trying to just group up with the rest of the squad, control this bunker side so you can push those spawns towards back bell, and you'll have a clean route towards your flag. But we'll see if Mad Cat can get a kill to even out the odds. He's taking a lot of damage, and but Bands comes through, and he's going to fall. So now Splyce, they had set themselves up in a good position, but the kills just did not fall in their favor.
19 seconds still for someone to touch the flag. It doesn't look like it's going to be Splyce, and Epsi, they seem content as well, just on defending their base. You see Judd playing super slow here. 8 seconds, has to make sure he doesn't fall. Needs to be careful of nades. Just needs a pick here for a glide bomb. That could be massive going into the second side. Pre-fire, oh, an extra shot would have done it.
And so, one thing with Splyce that you gotta give them credit to, they got that cap, but also at the same time they stayed aggressive. You know, they didn't sit back and turtle. They got that cap and they still pressed up against that bunker, still keeping Epsilon in that base. And they were fine with that. You know, they were fine going into that half at 1-0, especially with the amount of time remaining on that clock. So we'll see if Epsilon on the more favorable side can get in and get some caps on the board, or will this be a 3-0 in favor of Splyce?
Looks that way. To me, a lot depends on whether Jared is actually going to be able to find those streaks, right? Look how close he is. You would love to see him run with a teammate. A couple of teammates actually hit mid, so he knows Dave's there. Ultimately, Josh cleans him up. Vortex trades that out.
You know, hey, I want to say this was the same map in which we were watching Epsilon versus Red Reserve yesterday, and this was the map that Epsilon took against Red Reserve. It was either this or Flag Tower, but it was definitely the CTF in which they took on them. But they lost the SCDs and they lost the hard point. So we'll see if history will repeat itself against Splyce.
A note, Jared doesn't waste any time, but I think the flag's going to go in. And Jared actually dies there as well.
Wow.
So a pretty shambles of a start, to be honest, there from Splyce.
Yeah, you know, they kind of lost control there towards the midway point of that round, to the start of that round, and they're going to get a quick cap on the board and even up this series under a minute, 1-1. So Epsilon showing Splyce how to get it done in a quicker cap time at the start of the round.
I feel like if you're Jared in that situation, you call in the glide bomb, and you just instantly have to direct it and exit out of it, right? Take that challenge on the flag carrier with your gun. You recognize, hold on, my glide bomb probably isn't even going to kill him. Let me try and take this fight myself, especially knowing that your teammates died. You're the only remaining hope, essentially, for Splyce there. But either way, 3.5 minutes still to go. 1-1. I believe Vortex has himself a streak. Bear in mind, it was a slow hard point for Vortex, but a much better performance here in the CTF. 12-7, leading the team in terms of kills.
Now you're going to have Vortex. He's going to be in his defensive position. Now it's going to be very hard to break in and cap this flag when you have a team like Epsilon starting to turtle up in the base to prevent this assault from Splyce. But Splyce, they're looking for the angles. You got a player in River. You're going to have two players pushing down towards Ruins, and you got one coming from mid-map. The nades come out. The damage and the intel is there, but Dave is going to find first blood in this engagement. We'll see if Vortex can find one. Reedy being patient right in the corner, hiding in the bushes. Nobody's going to be able to see him. Dave is going to get some distracts of people, but Bands, he finds 3 in the process, the flag being pulled.
And it's super important to note the player with the streak actually died last. So Splyce essentially have a free amount of time, a free 7.5 seconds to put this flag as far out as possible. If they can get all the other cuts, basically,
Vortex is gonna have to pull this out.
There's no need to even call in a streak at that point, right? Because Splyce had those cuts, Vortex plays it smart, doesn't want to waste a streak, but Splyce now with streaks as well.
They almost, you know, if Bands would have won that gunfight, that could have been back-to-back caps. They had the players in position. As soon as he capped, it was 3 players that was slayed out immediately, but Splyce on the board.
And just a really quick touch on what Jared just did. A lot of people don't have the trigger discipline. He was a little unfortunate. He wanted to pull the flag first and then get the kill with the flag to get the extra points. Again, just thinking about that streak progression on every level. Jared, a little unfortunate there in the sense that didn't work out, but Mad Cat is still alive, bear in mind, with streak progression still in the works for Tier 2. Tier 3, Vortex looks as if he's going to try and find a pick. It's only on Jared, though.
Mad Cat is 15 points away from that barrage, and he's looking for this free kill over by the Riverside. So we'll see soon if he gets that, but nobody's going to be in that area just yet. And now, somebody's coming off a spawn.
If you're a Mad Cat, you just use the glide bomb. Yeah, obviously you don't want to just waste it. You got to wait for opportune moment, but he was sat there for a good 20, 30 seconds.
He was hoping somebody was going to cross, but if his patience would have lasted a little bit longer, he probably could have found a kill off the back end. But hey, he got a glide bomb for it, and it's a minute 17 on the clock. Splyce, they were aggressive. Josh is going to be in rooms by himself. This could be an influential flank if he can get it. That's going to be 1 kill. We'll see if he can get another one. Now the glide bomb finally comes out from Mad Cat. He's going straight towards the cave, but it's going to hit the tree. Not able to get that kill. But number 7 is going to be Josh. He's pushing straight forward to get the pinch. The flag goes down. Mad Cat finds a kill. Jer gets one. This flag will get returned. And now Epsilon with under a minute left in a difficult position.
And that was just a wonderful kind of aggressive push from Splyce where they needed to kill the flag carrier. Ultimately, it was the player for me who was in bunker there from Epsilon kind of allowed someone from Splyce to get some shots actually on to the flag carrier. A little unfortunate, but as it stands, 30 seconds, still a 2-1 game to Splyce. Looking more and more like it's going to be a 3-0 unless
number 2, Dave. Oh, can't do it. Now, the next closest player is going to be Vortex. This is Vortex and Reedy. They both got to make the plays. Reedy gets a kill, and he stays alive. That's a good start, but you got to go. Yeah, you got to go. You got a long way to cover. You can't miss any shots. And Josh, with the defense, is going to stop this one. And folks, 5 seconds left on the clock. Splyce is going to come out in this matchup and win it 3-0.
Yep, comfortable win there really at the end. Obviously, it was a close one, but the 3-0 scoreline comes through for Splyce. And yes, Stage 2 hasn't really gone their way. I'm sure the players will tell you that themselves. But with no chance at playoffs, it's really, go home, try and figure stuff out. Try and figure anything out. Yeah, say for Epsilon, I mean, again, Epsilon have shown massive signs of improvement. For Splyce, it's almost the exact opposite. It's just been inconsistent, for lack of a better word. But for Epsilon, again, you just got to keep doing the same thing. Go home, get that practice in as much as possible, and prepare for champs. Because for these two teams, there is only one event left this year. And it's the big one. And
you know what, Ben, I'm gonna tell it to you like this. And I got a feeling about the Splyce roster. Don't count them out just yet, especially when it comes towards champs. Yeah, they didn't kind of had a difficult run, but I feel like once they get back across the pond, regain, and come back,
they definitely need to regain.
Yeah, I feel like things will turn around for them because this team is full of talented players, and we know that. We know what they're made of.
Yep, very, very talented players. That is for sure. Congratulations though, to Splyce. They take the 3-0 result over Epsilon. Could be a potential important result based for seedings come Call of Duty World Championships.
Epsilon still not able to pick up their first win here in the Pro League. We're going to see Splyce grab that 3-0. And now we're going to talk about that series just a little bit, but we need to look forward to the rest of the day because we do know a doubleheader for Epsilon today, and they can still play spoiler. But we did see Splyce come out with that 3-0. Brevin, let's kick it off with you. How were they able to get that going?
I mean, it winds up just being a typical Epsilon series, right? I thought they had it in the first hardpoint. Granted, usually the story with Epsilon is like they're able to, keep pace with the other team throughout the first rotation of hardpoints. But then here against Splyce, they actually keep going all the way to the very end. Unfortunately, that very last hill, it just slips away from them. But I think they probably get a little bit deflated at that. I mean, all things considered, this was a fairly close series. I mean, Josh as well as Jerd, they take over in that game 2, search and destroy, and then you saw how the CTF played out there. And like I was saying, when it comes down to it, it's another 0-3 game for Epsilon. Both of these squads obviously cannot make that top 4. It really is going to be a battle of the middle has shrunk just a little bit here after we did see Splyce fall off. Epsilon has kind of comfortably stayed at rock bottom throughout the entirety of this division. But do you think that Epsilon can still play spoiler potentially today when they play against Team Envious?
No, I think Envy are going to win that series pretty convincingly. I don't think Epsilon has what it takes to beat any of these teams here at the moment. They have a lot to work on, but I mean, if they were going to spoil a team, it would have been Splyce right there, but Splyce was already not in the running, so I don't think they're going to be able to take down Envy. So I think Envy is going to need to win that, and then they still have a chance.
Epsilon has not beaten a CWL team since March 22nd.
That's a long time.
We kept kind of trying to say, look, can they play spoiler? Can they actually affect what the standings look like here in this division? And, if they came out and beat Splyce, it wouldn't have actually had that effect on the division, but you would have said, okay, this is a team that can take down Splyce. This is where we said maybe they could get it going. It was one of the teams that looked a little bit weaker. And then going into Envy, maybe they could carry that momentum. I'm going to agree with you, Nameless. I don't think they're going to be able to jumble up these standings, but plenty of things still can here today. The next match going to be one of them. It's going to be Team Caliber versus EG. This one is really exciting. So for anyone who hasn't maybe been keeping up with things, why is this match so important?
It's so important because EG have to win this. If EG lose this match, they potentially might not make it into that top 4. And TK, if they win this series right now, they're solidified in that playoff spot. So this is everything for both of these teams. Playoffs is a huge tournament you want to be a part of. Like EG, they started off so hot and they kind of slowed down towards the middle. If they lose this, they're facing a possible scenario where they lose their top 4 spot to FaZe because EG do lose that tiebreaker to FaZe if it goes down to map count. So this is getting really scary for some of these teams. This match is probably one of the most like there's so much on the line in this match compared to other ones. This one is going to be so important. I cannot wait to watch it.
Well, it's getting down to the wire. I mean, tomorrow's going to be absolutely crazy. The rest of the day promises to be a banger as well. I mean, TK versus EG, we already started to talk about the importance of that. And in a second, Revin, we'll talk about just how we think this matchup will go, give our opinions on the desk. But Epsilon versus Team Envious, even though it would be an upset, Epsilon still can play spoiler to Envy. And then we close the